Welcome to another episode of Spy Ales und Hockey Tales mit Volley. And today I am so excited to have on a 34-year-old, a 34-year-old from Cologne, Deutschland, Germany, folks. His hockey journey has taken him to Germany and wherever the German national team took him. He has become a legend of Germany and the Shed and made his Shed debut way back in episode 85. This winning and muck running started young for this Shed guy way back in 06-07. He put up 60 points in 36 games played, en route to the DNL Championship with his hometown of Cologne. Winning is fun. He then headed to Freiburg, Germany to spread his hockey wings, playing and dominating under 20 while mucking it up in his first year pro with the Wolves of Freiburg. He played another season of under 20 and dominated again while playing pro again, and made Team Germany in under 17, under 19, and under 20. He then joined yours truly and the Bietigheim Steelers for 2 seasons. Then he laced up for the Wild Wings of Schwenningen and put myself and Hellbrunner Falcons out of the playoffs and got me a one-way ticket out of Deutschland. The next 2 seasons, he had his way with the Oberliga, putting up 47 playoff points in 2 seasons. Confirmed gamer, winning the championship with the Wolves of Freiburg and vaulting them to the second league, where the team and himself found a home for the next 8 years. He just hung up the wheels this past season and promptly got Drei und 40, number 43, called to the rafters in Freiburg, Deutschland. Welcome back to the Shed, baby Carlos, Marc Wittfoth.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thanks for coming back on, sir. Thanks for making the time. So you joined the real world, eh?
Oh yeah, it is. Yeah,
Isn't
I
that
did.
something? What are you doing? Was machst du for Arbeit?
I was applying for jobs, and right now I will start a new job 1st of December.
Nice.
Yes,
Congrats. What's that? What are you doing?
it's like a big ticketing company in Germany,
Yeah.
and I'm like responsible for corporations with companies.
Sounds like the real world.
Yeah, we'll see how it is. I don't know.
Is it in Freiburg then? You stay in there?
Yes, it's downtown in Freiburg, so we will stay here. Yeah.
Yeah. And what, just curious, was there a hockey connection in getting this job? Because that's hockey. Usually hockey has something to do with people getting jobs.
Actually, I had a contact person there,
Yeah.
but
You
yeah,
knew
in
the
the end,
guy?
yeah, I knew a guy, but in the end, he couldn't help much, so
I understand.
had to do it without hockey for the first time. Yeah,
I understand. It's a strange transition, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, but so far I kind of like it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Less,
Nobody's
less
making you work out anymore, right? I stopped that shit altogether when people didn't pay me to work out.
Yep, I been at the gym since I hanged them up.
Yesterday I got up at 5:30 in the morning to talk in my shed, right? At the same time Lisa was getting up to work out. I'm like, well, have a good workout. I can have a talk.
Yeah,
Super
maybe later. I don't know, but now it's just nice that you don't have to do all that stuff. What you have to do when you're a professional.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of
Right
stuff
now,
you got to do to be ready to rock for a season.
yeah.
Yeah. So how did you know it was over last year? How did you decide to hang up the wheels, Carlos? Can't even
Ooh,
call you baby Carlos anymore. You're retired now. You're like an old adult.
no, it was not like a decision. Was not right away there. It was like slowly process, I would say.
After the
And
season was over, or like, did you know it was your last game?
during the season, it was not so good. Running personal so good for me, so I had some thoughts about it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah.
and yeah, it felt good, and it still feels good. So
That's good. And well, you can't change your mind now, right? Because your jersey's in the rafters.
yeah, they can't put it back down.
No, you can't come back now.
But that's how it works, no?
I don't know. I don't know how that works. I think so it's up there. They're like, okay, that's it. So that didn't take long, eh? And I tell you, I don't know how proud you are, but seeing my puppies get their jerseys raised to the rafters, or any teammate I played with, that is just so fun to see. Like we played together 12 years ago, and now I'm seeing your jersey go to the rafters, and it just makes my heart want to pop over here in Canada.
A long time ago, yeah. It's for sure. It's pretty cool and yeah, special.
It's up there
Especially when,
forever, man.
yeah, when you have kids or something, then
Every time
maybe,
you go to that barn, it's there.
yeah, maybe my son wants to play, and then yeah, for sure he has to take another number.
Yeah, for sure. And that's cool because like my son, he won't wear my numbers, won't do it, won't even look at them. Yeah, he doesn't want 18 or 10. No way.
He's not a goal scorer or playmaker.
He plays similar to me. I think genes are a thing. He's a small right-handed shot. He's faster than I was. He's got like abs, you know? I
Huge stick like his dad, huh?
don't know. Huge stick. Gross Schlager, Carlos. Sehr gross.
Yeah,
You know, if
everyone
you
knows.
use a long stick, folks, you can still be one step slower and still get the puck, right?
Just smart, just smart. Yeah. Work smart but hard. Huh?
That's right. Every season, my stick had to get a little bit longer because I got a little bit slower.
Yeah, my stick got longer over the years too. I'll tell you that.
But seriously, thanks for making the time today because I guess I'm 40 today. You know, it's mein Geburtstag. You know, and
Yeah.
I couldn't think of a better way to spend my lunch hour than with my little baby Carlos that just got his jersey retired.
Yeah, if it wouldn't be your birthday, I would be probably too busy. You know,
Yeah,
it's
for sure you would be, you little punk. Um, but yeah, for my birthday, we have a skills practice tonight, and I'm gonna make my 40th birthday memorable, Carlos. I'm bringing German Kabinefest to Canada. That's happening today.
nice. Nice. What's up for food?
I made spätzle yesterday, you know, got the nutmeg in there, a little parsley, and then some speck, put the bacon in there, some casse, some cheese, and I'm going to take it in the room and probably get in trouble from the arena tonight. But I'm not
Nice.
asking for permission. I'm asking for forgiveness.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Yeah,
Is
so
it-
I got my two things that you plug into the wall, my raclette and my griddle, and I'm gonna plug them in, heat up the spätzle during the last 10 minutes. I'll let my other coach finish off practice while I get things hot. Got a case of root beers for the fellas, you know?
Yeah.
Maybe pump some Joanna Dugali style, really get into this thing, right?
Ah,
Right? That's
sounds
hockey.
good.
It is,
Sounds
yeah. So I think that'll be the first Cabina Fest in Canada. That's pretty exciting in my world, you know?
oh, yeah. Oh
Change
yeah.
the game, folks. You know what I heard though, Carlos? When I
No.
posted that, I heard Cabina Fests are a dying thing in German hockey, and that is unacceptable. We need to be better, guys, right?
Oh,
You need to keep that going because that is as hockey as it gets, isn't it?
it is. Yeah. Yeah. It slowed down. It slowed down.
That's horse manure. That's got to get back. How did teams think they're going to win championships not having Cabina Fests?
I don't know. I think the young players are way too professional these days. It's
Yeah, you got to get way more unprofessional. Enjoy yourself, folks. You only get to do it for so long, right?
yeah. No, seriously, yeah.
But
And
seriously,
if
we're not
and
joking.
if you
We're laughing, but we're not joking.
so it is, yeah, yeah. You're not playing in the NHL. I don't know. Then you
Yeah,
just try to make memories, like
yeah.
because
Make memories and
money,
put a smile on your face, right?
because it's not the money.
It's not about the money. We know that. Straight to the Arbeiten world, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Ah, man. So that must have been a special day though when the jersey went up, eh? I saw the picture with you and your Frau and your son on the ice, and oh, those are making memories right there, eh?
Yep. That was pretty cool. I mean, it's so quick. It's just a short ceremony, so but it was pretty cool.
Yeah. I would say nothing like that ever happened, but I did get a Wally night in Cardiff. So
Ah,
that's kind of like the same thing, right? Except they actually wanted me to spray paint myself naked and do the pregame speech. Not retire my jersey. And I did it, you know.
get a
I made
nice
memories.
painting.
Made memories with those fellas. You know, I only knew 8 guys on the team, and everybody saw mein große Schlager.
That's great. it was worth to come anyways, huh, for them.
Yeah, we really got to know each other. I really broke the ice that day. You know,
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah,
I came in spray painted with the devil on my chest and
yeah.
eight
For the
88 the
picture.
goat on the back and just the devil head, you know?
Nice.
Yeah, and I had like the Ultimate Warrior tassels in red coming off my arms and legs. And I ran in, and you know what I said? Got right up in the captain's face and said, "Do you remember when hockey was fun? Do you remember when hockey was fun? Let's go out there and have some fun."
So they invited you, paid for the flight, and then you just went on a little vacay.
Yeah, Lisa and I went for the weekend. I got to see all our old friends, and it was 5 years after I'd retired, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
And getting that is pretty special. Obviously I'll never get my jersey retired, but that actually was what inspired this and made me realize I missed being the hockey guy, like missed being Wally. I was always the, serious real world guy, you know? That guy
I can't.
sucks. That's a
No,
loser.
I think nobody from your hockey career can imagine that. But yeah,
Yeah, I guess you saw me at my finest, eh?
I would say so. Yeah,
I was thinking about some memories of the years you were there. Remember the cold tub in the shower, the big tub, and Hammer and I would both do cannonballs into it and yell, "Uff,
I know. I actually deleted all the memories from that shower because remember we had a special coach and he came in and
It's a very
wants
special coach.
wants to flex in the shower and
Uh,
wants to work.
I don't think that's appropriate anymore. I don't think the coaches are supposed to come in the showers anymore.
Nah, it's these days it's too dangerous for the
Yeah.
coach.
Yeah. I remember him like pulling me right out of the shower, making me get on the scale. And I'm like, I already weighed in. I already told you what I was. And he goes, I didn't see it. And he made like he thought I was gonna lie to him. You think I wanna you think I'm gonna lie so then I have more weight to lose? Like you think next week you're gonna be happy? I'm like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I am who I am.
No, I remember when we went in for after when was it? After New Year's Eve. Everyone had to go in his office and he just would smell your breath.
Oh, yeah. You're not allowed to have fun, right?
No,
No.
no.
That was the same time. That was when I had hurt my knee. And that New Year's Eve, he called me on New Year's Eve and said, "Come into the office." And I said, "I'm done for the year. It's New Year's Eve. I'm out with the guys. What do you want?" And I said, "I'll
Yeah,
see you tomorrow." And I saw him the next day. And then that's when he said, "If you want to play here next year, you have to do everything I say the rest of the year." And that's when shit got real weird.
yeah, that's tough. Personal training with Christian Brettig is tough. Everyone knows.
Yeah, I don't think he's qualified to be a personal trainer because some of the stuff he had us doing was not okay.
Why you didn't like it when we were running uphill with one guy on our backs and with a snorkel?
With the snorkel in our mouth,
Yeah,
the pictures. Well, I mean, we even practiced with snorkels in our mouth, right? I mean,
yeah.
there's a lot of memories flooding back here. Do you remember after a Friday night game and we'd have a practice Saturday? All we would do the whole practice, hard down the middle, slow on the outside, hard down the middle, slow down the outside. We did that the entire practice, folks. No pucks, no shooting, no nothing. Just hard down the middle, easy back. The worst practice I've ever been a part of.
Rest the weapon, yeah. Yeah, he knew it.
You know how easily I get bored. That was so boring. Oh my
Mm.
God. That was like the opposite of having fun, you know?
Yeah, especially because he always wanted to join the practice. I remember when
Show
Shrimpsy,
us what he could do, eh?
he just ran him over. I thought Shrimpsy's done for the year, man.
Yeah. Shrimpsy was one of those guys. Yeah, he liked Shrimpsy. But man, at Shrimpsy, he's come up a couple times. I think that boy got hit the hardest I've ever seen in my career a couple times.
Hope
Do you,
been
do you
good.
remember some of those body checks?
Oh yeah. We just heard him. Oof.
Like clean as hits as they could be, like right to the
Yeah,
middle of the chest, and he would just go flying.
just like a towel, wet towel.
I remember the hit in Crayfeld in the old barn where he got it on the wing at our end and he started skating up the ice with his head down. The D came down the wall and just ruined him.
Yeah,
Anywho, I get into how we know each other, Carlos. Haven't seen you since episode 85. That's a long time ago, eh?
it is.
Your kid was like probably a couple years younger at that point, right? I've been doing this for a while.
When did we do it? 2 years ago?
I
I
guess
don't know. Yeah.
about that. You were still playing. Um, and we had talked. Mosey was on your team, eh?
Oh yeah.
Evan Mosey. He's a shed legend. So do you know that we want Kit Kats thrown on the ice in Cardiff for Mosey? And folks, if you're listening, Cardiff, you should do that. Evan's waiting, right?
You're always hungry, yeah.
Yeah, always talking, always hungry, right? Sounds like a
Fill
guy I know.
fill that mouth, yeah.
Um,
Great.
but while he was on that team, you guys had a hell of a season for Freiburg. You guys are always a smaller budget team, but you guys
Mhm.
like nearly won it. And the coach was Pete Russell, who is now the coach of my old honey hole, the Cardiff Devils.
Oh, is he now in Cardiff? Yeah, I knew he went back to Great Britain, but
Yeah,
Cardiff.
he's Cardiff's coach now, man. And I met him this summer. We had a weekend. I went back there for a buddy's game, and me and Pete mucked her up.
Oh yeah, I bet the night was pretty good, huh?
It was, yeah, he can hang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he
Yeah, it
can.
was the off season, folks, but they do make the show this season behind the scenes with the Cardiff Devils, and it's a documentary about their team. And there's an episode like once a month, and a guy that came on is the guy making it, Oliver Hampson, and it's sweet. But I see that guy coach on that show, and his speeches in between periods, his you can tell how passionate he is, and you can tell that the guys are listening to what he's saying, and that like he's a coach.
Yeah, yeah. I think one of his biggest strength is that the whole team always wants to play for him.
Hmm.
That's important for a coach. You know it.
It
Like
is important.
in Germany, if you lose your imports or the room, then you're gone as a coach. And
Absolutely. As soon as your players aren't bought into you and your message, it's I mean, we talk about Brittig and we joke around, but like we did win the championship with him. Um, the working out was as nuts as it gets, totally out there. But he did let me and Justin do what we wanted out there and play. And he played to win every game. And then when he had lost the team though, when we had no budget and we weren't doing well, and his message was strange at that point. When he was telling us we can only take slap shots from the red line and then play defense and not cross the red line. It's hard to win a hockey game when you don't cross the red line.
yep, it is. But
Hmm.
then, hey, you know what? After that, I don't think at this time the hybrid icing was a thing in Germany. It was the
No,
old school.
it was old school. Yeah.
Oh, but now everyone is or once in a while when you have no key to get through the defense,
On
then
trapping.
rip the puck on the net, or like I think after I saw it quite a lot that teams were doing it.
Well,
You- you-
yeah, I still remember then once we got rid of him and Danny Held took over, it was like night and day. We went from not being allowed to do anything on the ice to being able to do whatever we wanted.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which is probably not the best
Wow. We
either.
maybe meet in the middle somewhere, but Danny was an awesome dude, great guy. And one of my funniest memories of him was when he took over as coach. He's like, okay, power play time. And then he gave me the clipboard and he says, here, tell them what we're doing.
Yeah,
And I'm like,
but
that's cool. Thanks, buddy. But I'd rather you tell us. I don't want to be that guy that tell everybody what to do, but I will.
but this is actually how it is these days, huh? And power play, of course, you get a structure, you get a lineup for the power play, but in the end, you talk with your power play guys together. What are you
And it's
doing? What?
true though. It's like I knew what I wanted to do it there in a power play. Yeah. That
So
was when we started doing the drop back on the power play breakout was when he let me decide what we were doing. And I had Roby skated up to center and then drop her back. And then I could, do what I wanted.
yeah.
I'm doing that now with my under 13 boys team. I have them dropping it back on the power play. We're the only
I,
ones doing it. And it's hilarious.
but I tell you something, here in Germany, everyone is doing it right now, or most of the teams.
Well, folks, just remember where you saw it first, right?
Yeah. Brand Walton, creator of that. You're welcome.
Yeah, seriously, folks. Now everybody's doing it. Anyway, you think the spinnerooni's a new thing too? I love the spinneroonie, didn't I, Carlos?
Oh yeah, I stole that move a little bit.
Yeah, you were doing spinneroonies. I love the spinneroony, eh? And the
Yeah,
between the legs thing, the pull it between the legs. That was my
that
other
was
move.
not
Yeah.
good enough for that. That was only in practice, and then
See, I found that one was very productive because they couldn't get to the puck because it's between your legs. And if they go for it, then jeepers, they just tripped you, right?
yeah. But I probably saw one time a penalty on a penalty shot, so the goalie actually can run you over, and it's not a penalty. Yeah,
Mm, yeah. So other ways we know each other though. Actually, I had a question. Who is your favorite coach ever? Who's the most influential coach to baby Carlos?
tough question.
I know. That's what I'm here for, all the cutting edge questions.
I had a couple of really good ones in junior for sure. Um, Rupert Meister was really good. I had him in Cologne when we won the championship. He was
His
really
last
good.
name's Meister, and you guys became the Meisters.
Yes,
Yeah,
it was. Yeah,
that
was
makes
his
sense.
name. Yeah, I would say actually in my pro career, I mean, like really good coaches. There are a couple of ones coaches which stays in mind, like Muff.
You're saying Muff was one of the best coaches you had?
No, but one which will always
Really
stay in my.
sticks out. He sticks out to me. Yep.
I
You know what
remember.
sticks out to me, and I don't like being hard on people. Don't like it. But there's a team photo of us winning the Deutsche Meister. And the coach is in front of all the players. Usually in team pictures, folks, the coaches go behind the players because the players won it. The coach goes behind the players in the team photos. That's all. It's just food for thought for any coaches that are going to win championships. It's about the players, right?
It is. No, I
And
would
when
say,
my team wins all Ontario this year, I'll be behind the players.
yeah, we will see that. I'm gonna take care. I'm gonna take a close look on the pictures. Yeah.
I will be. Yep. And yeah, no, I have everything I need here, Carlos, with my under 13 team. I got a big, strong centerman that's dominant. I got fast little buggers. I got mucker uppers. I got a horse on D. I got four other guys that can play. And we got a goalie. I got everything you need to win a championship. Basically, it's my
Yeah,
fault if we don't win.
you need a good mix. Yeah,
You need
that's what you.
you need everybody to win, right? And you need everybody playing their best.
Yeah, and this is why I would probably say that one of the best coaches I would say was Pete Russell. Actually, yeah.
Yeah, well, he seems to use everybody, right? Like there are teams
Yeah,
in Germany where the imports played so much, like there'd be times where I didn't know if I was going to shit myself, piss myself, or puke because I was playing so much. And then there's other coaches that it takes everybody. You need your third and fourth line to be able to go out there and do her.
exactly. And I think what Pete Russell was doing really good is that he makes or made every player feel like
Important.
important.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter fourth line. You need the fourth line players. You need the third line players. Not everyone can be a
100%.
goal scorer. Not everyone can be the playmaker or the star.
Yeah.
So you need all four lines these days, especially these days.
And
Hockey's way more.
it's 100% true though. It's like I got a D man who he plays D and he's not going to score goals. And it's, it's like, well, I don't care if you score a goal all year. That's not why you're on this team. You're not on this team to score goals. You're here to muck it up and make sure they don't score and move it up to the forwards. And then I had
Yeah,
that chat with the guy. The next day, he shoots it off the glass in our end and out into the empty net, scores a goal. That's hockey.
great coaching.
Yeah. But I
You got
mean, a guy
you
like
got it.
that gets the breaks because they've been mucking her up, right?
Yeah. No, but this is it's so important, I think. It's for everything, for the team chemistry, then you have less people moaning, like when
Yeah.
everybody feels
When
an
those third,
acceptable.
fourth liners are moaning and groaning about ice time and this and that, it's like, well, you can't win. Once that negativity starts, it just filters through everybody. It's like, then the other two lines can be playing all great, but like you're not going to win games, and it's about winning games,
Yeah.
right? That's what happened in Bietigheim, man. Honestly, we had a team. The start, we had enough money. We had four lines. We had 60. You could put out anybody in any situation. We were going to be fine. And then we didn't have the depth. And then we got young guys later on that like they weren't okay with not playing that much. And then they weren't doing much when they got out there. And then it was everybody else's fault that they weren't doing well. And it's like, well, actually look in the mirror and be better, you know?
Yeah,
Anywho,
yeah, that's a big point, actually,
mm,
to be a
hey,
championship.
if we keep talking, people might think we know what we're talking about, right?
Yeah, let's get to the funny thing back.
Yeah, let's talk serious. Okay, here's a serious question. This is my type of question, okay? What do you think brings teams together more? If you could only pick one, Christmas markets, beer tents, or Kabinefest? Tough question.
I would say, can I take all?
That's what I was thinking is you need all three to win.
All you need all three to win, but if I would or I could only choose one, I would say like tents.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Here.
That's as hockey as it gets, eh? I mean, you get the boys all standing on the tables late night, everybody's sweaty and just smashing their masks and singing the top of their lungs.
There's no tomorrow. Yep.
There's no
Welcome
tomorrow
to
at that.
professional. Okay.
Welcome to Germany, hockey, folks. Hockey's fun again. That's what happened to me. It made hockey fun again. I got to Landshut, and within 2 weeks, we were going to Oktoberfest, and I'm like, I'm home. I found my home. Yeah. And then we did the fitness test, and they and they said, I'm like, well, what does it say? Because I kept testing the blood, and they're like, well, to be honest, it says you're a little bit fat, but you can get away with it. And I'm like, oh, I'm home.
Thank you guys.
Finally, somebody gets me.
Yeah, accept me how I am.
Yeah. I just want to be me.
Is it too much? I just want to be me. On.
But seriously, the Christmas markets, I always find like what a way it's all set up in Germany for a hockey season is you show up, beer tent season happens, and that can bring a squad together that can make the foundation for a season. You get out there, you all have fun, you all enjoy your nights, get to know each other away from the rink and who people really are. And then, you get mucking it up. Hopefully, you're winning some games and then having some Kabinefest to keep things light
Mm.
and fun. And then you roll into December and it's Christmas market time, right? And that's time to spread your wings there.
Yep.
Yeah, you get the glühwein and some good food, right? And you get the boys outside enjoying the night.
That's how you create a bond. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, I always say, especially like with coaching and like my career, is you can either be teammates for a year or you can be friends for life, right?
Yep.
I would rather be friends for life, and get to know each other.
Exactly. And it's like, I don't know, you spend so much time together. And then when you had good teams, you know it because when you see them again, it's like you saw them yesterday. You know what I mean? That feeling.
It
It's not
is true though, and it's like as soon as you see each other, it's just the joy to see each other, right? And I do remember after my time in Bietigheim, and I'm playing for Helbron, and one of the kids I had been talking about was playing for a different team then, and he like came over to like chat with me, and it just wasn't the same feeling as when I see my other puppies, you know?
yeah.
It's just different. But man, when I get to see everybody in my shed, everybody probably wonders like why I'm so totally nuts and do this all the time. But like I get to see my buddies. I get to see my friends for life. And I didn't get to see you for like 10 years, you know?
It's and it's everyone. It's for everyone the same. Like it's tough. Everyone has their same lives and stuff to deal with, so it's not easy to
See
stay in
people.
contact.
No, it's
Yeah.
not. Yeah, it's like my junior B team that won it all back in my hometown. They tried to have us all back 22 years later, and they say, we're having this night for you. They gave us months' notice to be ready. And nearly every guy from that team was gone coaching and parenting in minor hockey. And I thought it was awesome how many guys were gone coaching hockey from a championship team because that's what hockey needs is good people coaching kids. And we had to postpone it because the whole team was coaching kids.
That's great.
It
And
is great. And it's
nobody,
if anything was ever
nobody
going to get postponed, that's
great.
why I'd want it to get postponed, right?
Everyone's stick with hockey. That's cool. Yeah.
So how about you? Are you part of the game at all? Or you're just right in this transition period trying to figure it all out, eh?
Yeah, exactly. I just need a little bit step back.
Yeah.
get some
I
distance
when
to
I
hockey.
came back, man, I came back with my tail between my legs, like it was over. And obviously we talked about we weren't making millions and it was time to get to work. And that was my focus, was getting everything back together for everybody, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but it's like, I don't know, I'm just like in this phase where it's not like, yeah, it doesn't hurt, or I'm not missing it too much right now.
That's
So I
good.
mean,
Oh,
it
that's
was
good.
long, played professional since I was 18, over 16 years. So that's a long time. And the
So
pressure
that's a
every
lot of working out.
year.
That's a lot of stress. That's a lot of
And
pressure. Yeah.
so right now I'm just happy that it's not there anymore. But yeah,
And I get that. And I think the probably part of why I had such a hard time was it was an injury. It was out of my control. I didn't know it was my last game. I was just getting through another game with a bad knee. And then all of a
yeah,
sudden it was like over. And I never got to finish mucking it up that season, you know?
yeah, that's like, yeah, I think this is the worst when I'm sorry, I have to grab another drink.
Yeah, go for it. Yeah.
When you can't, it's late in Germany, that everybody knows.
Yeah.
Uh,
It's Mittagessen here in Canada, folks.
Dinner time in Germany.
Yeah.
No, but when you can make the own decision that you quit or like stop your career and end your
Right.
career.
It makes it a lot easier. And I mean, getting
But sometimes
also
you do.
being appreciated by the team you're with. And I mean, not many guys do what you did, where you get on a team and you find your home and like you get your jersey retired, but like that's the way you want to go out. That's the way every hockey player wants to go out, is loving the team they play for, loving the town, loving the fans, the teammates, everybody, and going out the right way. And like not many people in the hockey world get to do that.
Yeah, you see that every year. Like some teams switch the imports or players like every year so much, like 15 new players, and then they're wondering why they're not achieving something. You
Yeah.
have to build something over years normally to create a championship team, or you
I
get a lucky
totally
player.
agree.
But
Jeepers creepers, you just hit home there though. You're right though. You need a core. You need the unit to be one, and then you can bring in the other pieces, but you have to have that group that knows what's up, knows what it's about, and knows what it takes.
yeah,
Hmm. Yeah, fun
but
fact though, I have that with the Concardant Canucks this year. Go Canucks.
nice sweater, by the way.
Thank you. That was my family's present to me for my birthday. Go Canucks.
Great.
They get me. Every card they gave me had the Canucks logo on it. Nice things they said to me, my kids and my wife, and they gave me the Canucks sweater, and they're like, you guys get me. I'm about my team. And when I have a team for the year, I'm into it. And that's what I realized since being out of the game, is what I need is a team to pour myself into for a year. The years I didn't have a team to do that were very difficult for me. And now, like, that's what is rattling around in my brain, is like, how do I make hockey fun for these guys? How do I make them want to get better? How do I make them go home and do it on their own? That it's not their parents telling them to shoot pucks, that they want to do it for each other and get better. And like, I love this shit, man. We're gonna
Yeah, I think
crush
this is
everybody.
most important thing, that you get the kids to understand that they work out for them and not because you're the coach. And it's tough to
To
get
get them
that
there. But
kids.
it's like we do these workouts and it's like I'm no workout coach. I know what I'm good at and I ain't no
You,
workout coach.
you show them the squats. Huh?
So that's a story from yesterday, dude. So we have this dry land and the worker outer coach wants help. So I got to run a room. I'm like, I'm not a worker outer coach. That's not what I do. So then I had to show them a one-legged deadlift and I tried to do it. And this kid Savage, who is a savage, um, I do it. He goes, holy moly, Wally, you're struggling, eh? It was like a 5 pound weight.
Yeah.
But it takes everybody to win. I'm not a worker outer coach. That's for someone else to do, but I'll participate if you need me.
Yep.
Right.
And you're probably not to get close to, you're probably not the best role model in like
No, I'm not.
working out.
I'm not though. I know that.
Uh,
So I'm not going to
Sorry,
pretend to be. You got to be who you are, right?
still the secret, but
The thing is, though, is I did do all that shit. We did all the working out. We did all the everything
well,
you
you
had to
still
do.
did it.
I did it all while we were doing it, but it's like now that they don't make me, I'm not going to do that anymore.
And probably because you did it a couple of years in Bietigheim was British.
I can
That
break you.
was Korea, yeah.
I can break you. Can
Yeah,
break your soul, but it also does teach you what you can put yourself through. Like there were a couple days there trying to go to sleep the night before and you know what's coming the next day and you can't wipe your ass, you can't walk, you can't do anything. Even going out for lunch, you feel like you're riding a horse because you can't walk and it hurts all over. But then we do get through it every time, don't we?
and you can say what you want, but Britic, they got us together as a team too. You got us together
He
too.
brought in great people. He knew how to build a team of great dudes.
Yeah,
When you came, it was right after we won, and you were like the only new player we got,
yeah.
and like we had great dudes,
But it
right?
was not on me that we didn't win it again. It was not on me.
It wasn't on you. I checked it out though. I got hurt all year. You got hurt all year, and then Schmitty and
Like,
Hammer didn't even play the full playoffs. And it's like when I was
yeah,
writing down names from that team, and I wrote last good team. It's sad that I didn't get to play that year because I think I could have helped. But then Schmitty gets hurt in the playoffs, Hammer gets hurt in the playoffs, and then like that last year where it could have been something special if everybody was healthy and playing is you get
yeah,
Schmitty, big sexy Justin Kelly,
yeah,
Danish Dynamite Casper Dine, Doug Andrus, Stefan Robitaille, and then you get Germans like Hammer and Geipe. You're a good team.
yeah. We
And
had,
it
yeah. What I
anyway,
said, we had a really good team. Yeah,
yeah.
like
But
for
then we
sure,
never got to play, did we?
we would have still a chance to win it again. Yeah, that's
I,
sad. Yeah,
it
but
is
that's how it is. You have to be lucky too to win a championship.
Well,
Less injury.
it's you need everybody, and they didn't have everybody. That's how why you didn't win is because we didn't have everybody. And if we did have everybody, I think we do win. But I mean, you went through the knee injury that year too. I That was the hardest time in my life, I think. There's coming back to the real world, and that part was tough. But I had never missed a game in 10 years. I didn't miss one hockey game for 10 years. Um, and then all of a sudden, I'm 4 games into a season and I'm done. And I want to show the team. And I love playing in Germany. I love Bietigheim. I want to show everybody I was going to get better and that I could play. And I didn't want to just go home because like we had planned to be there for the year. So then
Yeah,
everybody would be practicing. I'm going to do my physio. I was never a part of it. The team would go on road trips. I'm sitting at home with nothing to do. It was brutal, man.
it's always tough when you're injured. You even if you're not separated, the team can do whatever it wants. You feel separated for sure.
Not a part of it, right? And then like you think you're in a different country and you don't have like your outside hockey friends. And
Yeah,
it was a tough go. And then Brittig makes you get in the sauna for 90 minutes a day and ride a bike. That can also test you, but I guess you get through the tough times to get to the good times, right?
exactly. Yeah.
But never really had any more good times than Bietigheim. We were never really good again. The budget went down, and then by the time they got a budget again, they asked me to kindly leave. So
But
I don't recall why you left Bietigheim. So you get hurt that year. We played
yeah,
together for a year when we both make our big comebacks. Way to go. And then you head to Schwinnigan. How did you leave Bietigheim to go to Schwinnigan? Because they're the other big budget team that was trying to win, but we weren't in Bietigheim, I guess.
I don't know. I think I probably had a good agent. He always brought me to the good teams, which sometimes is not a good thing because
Well, as a
obviously,
young German, that can be a good thing or a bad thing. You can learn from guys, but also it's tough to get out there and play hockey.
exactly, yeah. So, but yeah, I don't know how I get to Schwenningen. It's actually a good question.
You don't
I
even
think
remember anymore. Once you get a shed in the backyard and you start getting out there talking to people, it'll all come back to you. I actually forgot about my whole hockey career for 5 years. Forgot all of
no,
it until I
it's
started
actually.
talking to everybody.
I think it was just like a thing where I see a good uh, a future for me.
Yeah,
sports wise, and then money wise, obviously was they were paying really good. Schwenningen was like the
they were
top
paying.
team.
Yeah,
So,
they were trying to win. And it was interesting back then which teams were trying to win and which teams were just okay with making playoffs, because
yeah,
that was back when you couldn't really move up to the DL. So it's like some teams were just like, well, why are we really going to try and win that hard, right?
exactly. Yeah,
It's good that they got it back open now, eh? The up and down.
or you have to look. You have to look at the table right now. It's like I think right now you're in the play downs. So, but with one win, you're in the top six. You know,
I saw how tight it was. I haven't really been checking out the league or cared much, but now that I talk to my puppies again and it gets me back thinking about German hockey again, I did check it out because I did see Bietigheim was in last place and they were just a DL team. And I mean, we've been through it, right? Like when
yeah,
Bietigheim was a top team and they have the money, and then we didn't have the money. I'm pretty sure they do now. I'm pretty sure they have no excuses other than to be better. But back then we didn't have a good enough team, and it was amazing to me the difference in the fans from when we were good to when we were bad, and the whole vibe around the arena. And it's like, for me to win, to come out of tough times, is you have to stick together. You have to be a hockey family. You have to support each other. And as soon as they start getting on imports, as soon as they start getting on Germans, as soon as they start getting on players in general, it's like, well, we're people. And it's like, we can feel that. And it's like, how do we give the extra mile and the extra inch and do what we need to do to win when you guys don't even support us?
yeah. And then they will say it's your fucking job.
Yeah, it's your job. It's like, okay, well, we're doing the best we can. We're professional hockey players and we're trying to do well because we want to win and make money.
I think it's everywhere in sports. Doesn't matter if it's soccer or football or basketball.
It's
You have
true though.
the core of fans which will always support you, and then you have fans that are more like when you're successful,
They're there.
and
Yeah.
when you're not successful, they
I
don't
found
show up.
I mean, I guess I don't know, right? Because most places I went, we were winning, and those years in Bietigheim were the times I was losing in my life, and it was brutal. It was so the opposite of winning.
Yeah,
Hmm.
but that's what how you see it in Germany, how it is. Huh? You need the sponsors here. Like
You do.
otherwise,
Geld is a thing, folks. Get
the
involved, right? Did you know,
team.
fun fact, I'm a sponsor of a hockey team, a
No way.
professional hockey. Yeah. I'm the sponsor of the captain of the Manchester Storm, and he skates around with a two ales and hockey tails logo right above his name. It's the funniest
One
thing ever.
player.
One
One
player.
player.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who is it?
Cameron Critchlow. He's the one that started the chocolate storm in Manchester with me. So
Ah,
now
okay.
that when Manchester wins, they throw chocolate on the ice. He was the one that started that with me. He likes mucking it up. He likes scoring and fighting and keeping hockey. And I only sponsor people I believe in.
Nice. I like
Mm.
that.
And they're a small budget team that's trying to muck it up with the big boys, and I respect that. You know?
But how is the league in Great Britain? Did it get way better since you played there?
Well, I can't say for now compared to when I played, but when we first got to where when I first got to Germany, I didn't hear that rave of reviews. I didn't think there was a lot of fighting. There wasn't a lot of money. It was I mean, didn't really sound like something I was into. And then by the time I did go there, 2014, 15, like it was high-end hockey, man. I thought it was harder than the second league in Germany. It was harder to score points. It was harder to be good. I thought it was going to be easier, and I probably wasn't ready enough when I got there. And then when I
Mhm.
realized how good it was, I had to get into it.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it's a really good league, and I'd say one thing is like they have like 11 imports, and
I think
like
it's more right now, isn't it? Is it 11
yeah,
right
I'm
now?
not even sure. But like now they even all have like extra players that like get health bombed every game, and it's like I've heard the money's gone up a lot since I played, and they're paying guys better. The league's better, and like they're hockey teams, man. Like they know how to recruit teams. They're four lines. They got scorers. They got fighters. They got hitters. It's a league.
What I mean, the league developed like before. Okay, now I had a coach from Scotland, but before I never heard anything about Great Britain hockey.
And
Probably,
now they're like in the top league, right? And it's or like in the world championships, they're making up to the top division. And like those are all my buddies that I played with. And it's like to see, and like they weren't really my puppies, but I was the oldest guy on the team and then I was like one of the only guys of the kid on the team. But when I see all these guys that like came up with me and now they're doing that shit, and then I see my German puppies doing that shit, and I'm like, geez, I really like seeing all this stuff.
yeah, oh, yeah. They moved up to the A pool. Yeah, that was my coach, Pete Rust.
Right. I know. And it's amazing to see them do that. And the league has gone up a ton, and it's interesting to see because then this team Great Britain does all this stuff, and there's going to be kids watching this, right? And like when I went to Cardiff, there was hardly a minor hockey program. There was hardly any kids playing hockey. And then
You need to
I go back this year and I go to a minor hockey practice, and there's like too many kids that they have too many for a team. And it's like, this is crazy. Like how much it's changed and how Cardiff has become like a hockey town.
Yeah, that's really cool. I think
They're only going to get better, folks.
hockey is especially developing in those countries where, I don't know, like let's say in Germany, for example, there's nothing else than soccer, you
Yeah.
know. But it's picking it up. It's tough because
Well,
you
and
don't
there
have
are
to.
more Germans doing things, right? Like Draisaitl, isn't he from Cologne, where you're from?
Yes, he's from my hometown. Yeah,
Yeah. And then it's a
players. Yeah,
small world, right? When you get talking around, was his old man was coaching Ravensburg when we were playing in Bietigheim, and I didn't even know that. And
but
he
at this
wears
time,
number 29 because of Ben Thompson, who we're mucking it up with. And like, that's cool.
that's cool. Yeah, I didn't know that actually.
It's true.
He was a good player, Ben Thompson. Yeah, he was really good.
He was. And I got a soft spot for the little right-hander shot guys that can,
Me too.
buzz around, make plays. Like those guys. Well, I haven't looked at my notes in a while. I guess we've just been chatting, eh?
It's a good sign.
That is a good sign. I hate looking at my notes. What's your favorite German meal?
Ooh, you know it.
Schweinebraten?
Oh yeah,
Hammer?
I'm still making
Hammer time?
for all our from our crew back in
Do
the
you,
days.
do you not think like, and
I'm taking the
I,
same recipe, guys.
I honestly think that the biggest mistake Bietigheim ever made, and I think the history and how everything would have gone, is letting Dominic Hammer go the year Danny Held chose the team. Is Dominic Hammer, I call him an ultimate Chud guy. He was the guy that made Germany home for me. He started inviting me to the Schweinebraten with all the Germans, so I felt like I was a part of it. And he did that for the imports. He did that for the Germans, and he got everybody together. And they would make an incredible meal, and everybody would bring stuff. And it's like, well, that's how teams win, is when everybody's in it together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he was a great leader for sure.
He
And
was
that's
a
what
great leader, and you don't need an A or a C on your jersey to be a great leader. And the coaches and management don't always have to see it. And it's kind of like my career. It's like people thought I was just a donkey, but I was actually trying to bring teams together, right?
you did. Sometimes it's just like some things are underestimated. Even like if you make a play, what the fans don't see, or if you make something in the dressing room, what the coaches or the fans don't see, but it still helps the team. It's important.
And for me, the thing that I love about doing this is I've realized what my teammates thought of me compared to the whoever decided they didn't want me. Is like,
Yeah.
I know what my teammates thought of me, and I'm good with that. You guys can all make your decisions. I'm cool. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, like today, this is episode 330 something, and it's like, that's cool that people make the time to talk to me.
That's cool, yeah, and still that you can keep it going.
Ugh.
Sometimes it's like you do a couple episodes and then just slows down and
Yeah, well,
some.
and I think it's passion though. It's like I miss you guys. I miss you. I miss talking to you, and it's like this is gonna make my whole day better. It's gonna make my whole week better, and then I'll have more energy to do all the other shit I gotta do, right?
Yeah,
Being happy is being happy, folks. Right? But hey, so winning the championship, I'm looking at my notes again. You won the DNL with Cologne in your hometown, and that is winning all of Germany, right? That is being a Deutsche Meister. That's a big deal to win the junior of all of Germany.
yep,
And you
it
ran
is.
amok. 60
Especially,
points and 36 games played.
yeah, that was important for me too because it was my final year in the juniors. So after that, I get my first pro contract with Cologne,
Yeah.
and yeah, but it was so special because in Germany, most of the times Mannheim wins it.
Right.
Adler,
They got the factory of puppies where they're
they,
just
they,
a hockey factory where when you can beat teams like that, it makes it way more special, doesn't it?
they have like just like they had the best organization. Like they even with coaches, equipment, they were just like a couple of years in front of everyone, like
Well,
professional wise.
yeah.
So it was very cool to win it against these guys. I think we were the first team since they started that league.
Well, and
Like,
I mean, the
to be,
Cardiff fans probably mad at me because I sponsored Manchester and they probably don't get it because I am a devil through and through. But like what you're saying is like you see the top teams in the UK and you see their social media, you see these documentaries being made, and you see how professional it's all got. It's like, well, do you know what? I kind of like not professional a bit. I kind of like it a little bit messed up. And I don't know, that's a bit weird, but I liked like in Germany, man, there were some crazy barns you'd play in, the locker rooms you get into, the whole thing. It's like this is hockey. Like let's go muck it up. And that's
but
what
how,
Manchester's doing, right? They got this little barn and they go out there and muck it up and they're a small budget team. And it's like, well, when you beat the big boys, that's pretty cool.
but how say, yeah, I totally understand. Especially you need those teams too. You
You
can't
do.
play with four teams in the league. It's
No,
tough.
you can't. And every
In the,
league's kind of like that, right? Because the second league in Germany was always like when Munich was in it, it was Munich, Bietigheim, Schwenningen, Ravensburg, and it was always the four of us, and we all knew where it was heading, and we are going to play all these games to figure out when we get to playoffs. And in the UK, it's the only difference is every game matters. Every game against every team matters because the regular season is who's the big champion. And it changes everything that like you can't have it off night. And it makes the
that,
regular season games way bigger deal. But then those small budget teams, they can be out of it by like November.
crazy, yeah.
Yeah. So it's whatever you want, right?
Yeah.
Um, anyways, we haven't even talked about this guy yet, and I haven't even got him in my shed yet. Christian Billich is also going to go to the rafters in Freiburg, Germany. And I just saw some post about how he just became a record spieler about something. Do you know what was that? Met so many games or points?
It's games,
Games.
most games history of the club. Yeah, he played. I don't know what was it. I think close to 700 and still running. So
700 for one team.
and he moved away. So
Yeah,
he
because
came
he was with me in Helpron. He was one of my puppies there, but he was already a great player back then. Um, yeah, I never really got to play with him that year. He was always on a different line, but that guy can play hockey. Just
Oh
buzz
yeah,
around, eh?
very very smart player, skilled, fast.
Yeah.
Not, I mean, for him it was really good. I think that the game changed, so it wasn't all about physics anymore. It was about being fast, intelligent. So
He was totally a new school player in an old school world back in the day.
yes,
Kind of
and
like me, except I kind of like the old school part too. Uh,
yeah,
but
I'm
no,
sure.
that guy's a player, and then so like your jerseys will be beside each other, and you guys got to like have that journey together. And for me, it's heartwarming because I know Billy's a great dude, and I know you're a great dude, and then to see two guys teaching the puppies how to hockey in Freiburg, it's like that's what we need. That's what hockey needs, is the right guys teaching the other people how to hockey.
Yeah, actually, he's one of my best friends here in Freiburg. Yeah,
Well, you played with them like for the last decade, right? I hope you guys get along.
thank, thank the God. No, I think the first time we played together was when I was 18, and then I moved away. Then
Yeah,
he kind of moved away, and then we came back the same year, back to Freiburg. He moved up with, I think, Castle to the second league, and
yeah.
I moved to Frankfurt this year, and then we came back to Freiburg, and then we moved up together to
And winning in a town can make you legends, right? And winning that Oberliga, I mean, it's the third league, but it is not an easy thing to win. Just like nothing's easy to win. There's a lot of teams trying to win the Oberliga.
they can't get up. Like they're like such big teams like Hanover, DL champion, like from the first league. They're trying since years. With one of the top budgets they would have in the second league. They're trying to get up, but they can't get up.
Go Jerry Kuhn. Don't go
Yeah.
their coach.
Oh, he's there now, very good.
Jerry Kuhn's the goalie in Hanover. Yeah,
And
he
you
runs
see
a
how
puck. He's a player.
they can pick up a top goalie from the
Yeah.
second league who played first league, a third league in Germany. That's like, I think this is a really cool thing that we have one of the only leagues in Europe or the world, a third league, which is most of it professional
No,
in a
it's
hockey country.
true though,
Not
and it is cool that a third league can, I mean, it can be a guy's profession. I'm definitely more connected to the hockey world than I was for a bit, but like I've talked to agents about it, and they're told me like there's money in the Oberliga.
more than in the second league actually. So
I heard
because
that they're making like when I thought I was making decent money in Bietigheim, I heard they're making more than that in the third league.
we were a little too early, yeah.
And I heard that well, I heard I was a little bit late and a little bit early. I think I was there for the dark times of it when they close the leagues. You can't go up, you can't go down. It doesn't matter who wins the trophy because you can't go up. And I heard before the Deutsche Marks and all the money there was, and then you go through that, and now I hear that there, you go down to 4 imports and you can only have so many cards. And they did clean that up for the players because when I was there, you could bring in guys on tryouts for 4 games. And if they sucked, you sent them packing and you brought in the next guy for 4 games until they found their gem that they paid nothing and he was fresh out of college and they're paying him nothing. And then he's a great player. And then he gets paid somewhere else and they bring in the next guys
That was a win-win situation, I think, in
for the
this case.
teams.
Yeah, but still for the players too, they got a shot.
Well,
And
they
then
get a
okay,
shot, but I
they
like
had
making
okay,
money if
but
you're going to play.
yeah, but then you had 1 year where you don't, or where you weren't making that much money, but you could see a different continent, you can see a different country,
Well,
so much
and
memories,
it's cool how many guys are going overseas now to play. But when I
and then
look
you have
back on it, I was one of the problems. Like I went to Landshut for hardly any money, and I wanted a chance, and I wanted to show what
definitely
was
they made
up.
a good deal, yeah.
Yeah,
But this is what the teams have to try, because
they
it's
can't pay
expensive.
everybody, right? Or everybody will be going tits up, and you don't need that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
especially after a COVID pandemic,
yeah.
wars in Europe, it's tough for all the companies. We have the energy crisis. And
There's
then
a
you
lot
have
going on in the world, isn't it?
then
That's
there's
why I like just talking to my shed and just ignoring the rest of it.
staying your bubble.
just just enjoy your life, right? But when you became a DNL champion, Carlos, it takes everybody to win. And I saw you mucking it up being the guy, but also it takes goaltending to win championships. And you had Timo Pielmeyer.
Mhm.
That's a good goalie to have on your junior team, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I think he was by far the talented, most talented guy
There you
at
go.
this goaltending. He was crazy, but because he always wanted to play with the puck. So we got a lot of goals, or let's say a couple, just in case he watches this.
Hmm.
Uh, when he was going out and trying to make a breakout pass, right
Well,
on the stick,
he
you
probably
you might,
learned from those mistakes,
yeah,
right? You learn from your mistakes.
exactly. But don't do them again.
Yeah, but he ended up playing like even in the show. He played a game in the show.
Yeah, he had a great career. Yeah, he was a very high talented player. He was very good, and
It
of
does piss
course,
off a team though when a goalie comes out of his net and does some
yeah,
of that.
but
It's like
he
just
was
stand there, stop the puck.
he was still one of the best players, and one a reason we won this year for sure. Yeah, because he was
Well,
outstanding.
and when a goalie does get good at moving pucks, it can change a whole team when they dump
Yeah,
it in and all of a sudden they're firing it up to the far blue line. And it's
yeah,
like when teams have a goalie that can do that, it really does change things.
so important. We had that kind of goal in Freiburg too. We had when were successfully with Pete
Yeah,
Russell. We had Meissner. I think
right.
he's from Hell area or somewhere there.
Yeah,
Uh,
I know that name. And then the other guy, actually, I think it was last time you came on, was the other goalie, Enrico or something.
oh yeah, the young guy. Yeah, he jumped in for
Because he
Meissner.
played the playoffs, right? Like I saw he had a bunch of games in the playoffs when the
Yeah,
research team got hot.
first goalie got injured, and then that's why
And it
you
takes
need to
everybody
have
to win. You need a guy to be able to step in and do it, right?
actually, yeah.
Hmm. What else do you got to talk about today? I haven't looked at my notes in a while. You know who else you won the Oberliga with? Another one of my puppies.
Who is it?
Yannick Herm,
Oh, Hermie, yeah,
the Hermie, the
yeah.
Czech German. That guy could
One of
play
my
too.
best
He was a skilled
one,
dude.
one, yeah, but he's one of my best friends too
I know
because
that. I see
I play
everything.
with him.
I'm
Freiburg.
creepy.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Get
Mhm.
get out from Instagram, man.
I
Wait.
am. I'm like a stalker. Hey. Well, it's cool to see like that guys that were my puppies are still good lifelong friends. It's like that's what I like to see.
Yeah,
That you may think I'm stupid, but when I see guys that were puppies on a team I was on, that's what I want. That they're friends for life. Like the tough years in Bietigheim, I don't think those guys are friends for life.
no, probably not. And for sure, winning connects each other, but still, it helps you when you have a good team chemistry. It helps you so much through the bad times. Like you said, and this is what makes friendships for life as well.
Yeah,
And
it's true though. When
yeah,
you stick together through tough times, that can mean a lot too.
yeah,
I
and
think
I
that
think
was the biggest problem in Bietigheim was when things did get tough. Man, there'd be practices that were so dysfunctional. And I'm like, this is my team. This is the team
yeah,
I'm on. I remember a time it was this November break, which should be as hockey gets. Guys get to go live life. They're living away from Canada. They're in Germany. You get a week off. You get to go see the world. You get to go see things you've never seen before. And instead of that, we retired Dirk Robel's jersey, my teammate and Shed Guy and Beauty, and we have his game, but they told the whole team we couldn't go anywhere because we were losing. That guys lost money for their flights, their hotels, and they say we're staying this week and we're practicing, and they bagged us the whole week. We got bag skated the whole week. And then we have a celebration for my teammate, and I'm like, this is so not hockey of how what everything's going on. And it was tough for me too at that point because I think I was leading the league in goals and I was doing everything I was supposed to be doing. And we're in last place. And that same week, after all the bag skating, I'm not joking, we had a scrimmage. Imports versus Germans. And I was not into it. I didn't want anything to do with it. And I thought it was as dysfunctional as it got. And there was a fight in that game. Um,
was it
and,
me?
and it was, yeah, Kudelka, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, I took Kodaka down. Got
Yeah,
this
you
last.
guys fought, but like, and then I
Oh,
remember when, you know, the Germans win the game. It's like, well, I wasn't really into this, and like, I don't care because I just want everybody to be happy and be a team. And then everybody, I remember they were celebrating like they had just won the championship, and I was like, we're in last place and we're supposed to be a team. And because you guys beat the imports, now you're celebrating like you just won the championship. It's like, what? Why don't you play like that in a game? That was what I thought.
Good time again.
I'm just being honest in my shed, you know? Sorry for saying what I think,
Yeah, that's good.
right? Still mean it though.
Yeah, I think probably
But hey,
was
it's
not the
probably
right.
cool for them to beat the imports. Way to go, right?
It is. It is. You come here. You take the best spots.
Yeah.
Uh, that's
All
the
the ice time. What a bunch of assholes, right?
we want you.
Yeah. But I do remember that, and oh man, that team was dysfunctional, and I didn't like it. And that was the only. It was I don't know. It's like the only time I was on one like that, and
But we had like a coach. He said he was great, but he was not like experienced being a
mm,
coach for a professional team. For
yeah,
men,
there wasn't a lot of structure, but he was a good dude, and he
great
he
dude.
was in it for the right reasons, and he knew who were
Yeah.
good dudes. Um, it just didn't
I think
work
he
out.
was just, yeah. Maybe a couple of years later, he would have been like just perfect. But
Well, yeah,
he was
like it. I found that with him, if we were winning, life would have been awesome. But we didn't have the team to win, and I think we underestimated the league with who we brought in, and he
yeah,
thought you could win with that many puppies, and it's like, well, you can't win with almost a half a team of kids that are first year pros. It's like you need some
yeah.
guys that have been there and done that. Dominic Hammer, right? Just thinking out loud.
Where he then was he moving back to Lancet? No.
They didn't have him back, so he went to Hanover.
Oh, Hanover.
Because when I played in Hellbron, we played Hanover when they went tits up, and they had a big celebration for their team going tits up at the end of the game. And that was my son's first night on the ice, and we got to go out there and see Hammer.
Nice.
hmm That's hockey, right?
Oh yeah.
So, anyways, we're bouncing around. Don't really know what we're talking about anymore, but fun birthday. Um, after your 2 years in Schwenningen and you put us Hellbrunner Falcons out and get me kicked out of Germany forever, you go to Frankfurt and boy, oh boy, you had a playoffs, 28 points in 20 playoff games, eh? That was back when Frankfurt, like we talked about, is an Oberliga team trying to move up, and they're putting some money into that thing, eh?
I had a budget like from the top DL2 team, so
Yeah. You guys had a lot of my puppies on that team.
we had
Pascal
a great.
Schofs,
Yeah.
Manu Neumann.
Oh yeah.
Never played with him, but spent
But there was
a
our
lot of
BTK.
time in Stuttgart together, you could call it.
Oh yeah, Stuttgart. Yeah.
hmm
So that was good. With the guys, yeah, already a couple guys.
Well, Richard Gelke was on that team, puppy from
Yeah.
Hellbron, who is now a legend in Selb,
Oh yeah.
and Patrick Schmidt, who is scared of the shed and a shed guy.
He's scared of the shed. Huh?
I
I
think
haven't
so.
seen.
Yeah, yeah. I thought I had him on, like I thought we were doing it like 2 years ago, and now he just doesn't do it. Scared.
Schmidt.
And he's a
Oh,
beauty. He's a
yeah,
beauty. So
he's great.
Patrick, just so you know, if you're listening,
Good guy.
when
Yeah.
when the new coach came in, I said, "Who do you want to play with?" And I said, "I want to try with that Schmitty guy because he looks like he can play." You
Where
know,
did you play with him?
in Bietigheim.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, the tough years.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but he's a good
Left.
dude. He's a good dude, good player, and then you see him running amok still too. And man, all the puppies are still going.
Mm-hmm.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
Who else?
I think that's it from that team that I wrote down. There's probably more, but that year you really did it, eh? 56 points in 37 games played and 28 points in the playoffs. I know you'd been in Schwinnigan before. You would have been a third, fourth liner, mucking her up, PK, right? Blocking some
Yeah.
shots, but would have been fun to get back scoring goals and being the guy again, eh?
Yeah, 100%, especially as a forward. And I just slipped over the rule under 23.
Right.
So remember that rule. So you have to right now we have to have, I don't know, I think 5 or 4 under 23 players to bring up the juniors and stuff.
hmm Yeah,
But
well, and that's a
I
good thing for
think
hockey, but
it-
that's what's
it's a good
impressive about
talk.
all my puppies still playing is that you guys are all the guys that teams are wanting back. And teams want the good dudes back.
But yeah, that's sad. I just slept over the rule, and then it's tough to get the contract in the top leagues when you just play the third or fourth line, and then you
Yeah, it's
actually
hard to put up points when you don't play.
yeah,
Power
you,
plays
you,
are a thing.
and then teams need to save the spots for the more experienced guys, like age of 28 in the prime, you know.
Yeah,
And back in the days, it's like hockey was like you have to make your way up. It's not like these days when you are like a high talented player or something. The
they get
coach
their
see it,
chance right away.
they don't bring you in the fourth line. You play in the minors as long as you're ready to jump in the first or second line because you're not that
And
player.
that's what was the difference, right? Was when I remember when I played, the fourth line was kids. Like it would be kids with cages, and it was like that's the fourth line, and it's like you weren't mixing them in with everybody else
Nope.
and getting them with the other guys, right?
Yeah, you have to earn it at the pros to
Yeah,
be or to earn your position. These
yeah.
days, it's more like the coaches are, I don't know, not wiser, but the game changed too.
I,
So
I'm more for getting everybody involved and play the role. Like I think everybody plays hockey differently. I think
it's
everybody
my
plays hockey like their personality.
yeah,
And I think some people are third liners, some people are top two liners, but then there are guys that can be in a top two line that's not really their normal thing, but you need a guy that stands in front of the net and you need everybody and you need a
yeah,
fourth line that's a fourth line, not a bunch of kids going out there.
yeah. You can't have like in the fourth line playmakers. You need like a couple grinders in the fourth line, brings
You
energy.
need
If
to
the rest,
muck it up. The fourth line needs to go out there and give her.
exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
some
then when the
or
first
some
line's
players
not giving her
both.
and they're not playing the right way and they're not playing hard enough, it's like, well, look at your fourth line. What are you guys doing? Right.
So it,
Guess we agree again, don't we? It's like we know what we're talking about.
yeah, it's
Hmm,
crazy.
it is weird. So after the Frankfurt year though, you did run amok and they had money there. I guess you guys didn't win it though, eh?
In Frankfurt,
Yeah. Did you win it?
that was a weird year because the second league, decided that you when you go up, there was a round like the three last teams or two last teams of the second league will
What?
play against the first two teams of the Oberliga. So Kassel and Frankfurt played against Krimitschau and I don't know Weißwasser or something,
That
and
sounds
then
about
the
right.
best two teams would go in the second league.
Yeah.
Two worst go down. So actually, we and Kassel we moved up, and then they moved down. Hey, we need to take a little break. I need
You
a pee pee.
you got a pee, eh?
Oh,
Peepees? Okay.
yeah, I'll be
Pause. Game back on. No idea what we were talking about or what we're talking about anymore. Do you?
yeah. Oh, good question. What
Yeah.
was it?
I don't know. You had to pee though. I don't
Yeah,
You're back,
uh,
baby. That looks like
check
a
the
nice apartment though, eh? Um,
bag. This nice apartment. Yeah.
um, it reminds me of those doors, actually. I'm seeing that door behind you. In Germany, they have the doors where you can open it or just tilt it to get the fresh air, eh? We don't really do
Oh
that over
yeah,
here.
you don't have that?
No, we don't do that. We either have windows or doors. I know. Makes sense to tilt it, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Sometimes you can learn from other people, folks. Be better.
exactly. You should open a window company in Canada, man.
And have the tilt, the door window tilt.
That's
What about the blinds though in Germany? The ones where like when you shut the blinds, you don't see nothing.
wait. I give you a little show.
Oh boy. Are you going down? Yeah, you are. Yeah, you are. Look at that. You can
Yeah.
nap all day, folks, as a professional hockey player. You put the blinds down, you don't know what time of day it is, you don't know what country you're in, you're sleeping, right?
That you need.
You could really commit to a nap in Germany just because it's I mean over here you try and nap, man, the sun's still coming in the room. It can't be as dark as it can in Germany. It can be pitch black in a room, can it?
I mean, we had a coach who was living in Germany with the North American time.
Yeah, I can see it. I heard of players that just stayed right on the time. Yeah.
was British. He was always watching the NHL games, so he was sleeping during the German day, just get up for practice and then
You're right.
analyze.
I do remember that. Yeah, he would stay up all night and watch all the games, and then he'd yeah, then he'd crash for the day.
And he came late for.
Oh gosh. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think we were talking about your most influential coach now that I look at my notes. And you said Pete Russell was probably the best one in pro, right? We're not saying anything mean about the other coaches. We're just saying who had an
No, but
impact, right?
even if I was at this time older player, he could still teach me things, like especially like small details, how you have your skates to skate right away from defense to offense and stuff, like small things.
Yeah.
Like I was
It is
doing
the
all
small things
here,
though. It's the
like
small things that win games.
I remember a trick Zerikov showed me, like when you have a defender pinning you or like pinching you, that you put your stick between him and the boards, to get that
To block
ankle
his
to push,
stick.
and no, not to block him, to get him away from the bench. You use a stick like this, and then he shifts up the board, and then the puck is out.
Um, it does take everyone to win. And I find that like you learn from everybody, right? Like that's what hockey is. It's like I find it's the same in the real world though. It's like if you don't have the answer, somebody knows it, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Somebody knows how to do it.
yeah.
And actually, fun fact is, we're doing this. It's Mittagessen on a work day, and I have the support of my company, and they know what I'm doing. I don't lie. I don't pretend I'm not doing it. I really appreciate them and their trust in me that, but then it's like, it's similar to like building a hockey team is like, once you got the machine built and it runs, it's like, I just caught up there while you were peeing and like, I got a team of all-stars that know how to rock and roll. And, like I just helped build it to where it's at now. And it's the similar to like coaching this team. I got three lines. We just roll. We play hockey the right way. The whistle goes. I don't even have to say we're changing. They know we're changing. And like it just rolls. And it's like once you build your machine, it's just like hockey, right? That's hockey. Once you build your machine, then it just rolls.
Think it's everywhere. Like, yeah, you got to learn. I mean, you take the best things you learn from your coaches and give it to the next kids. And they will do the same when they're older, hopefully. So,
And that's why
and
you
this,
need the right people coaching. And
yeah,
I've realized that over my time is it can change a season drastically. It can change whether you're friends for life or teammates for a year is the culture it is. If things are fair, if things are right, then
mhm,
people buy in. And if everybody feels important and feels like their role is important, it's amazing what people can do.
yeah. Especially like I think, especially the older guys are so important in the team, the core. You know,
Well, and that's what's so cool for me is seeing all of you puppies being those older guys. And it's like, well, the teams appreciate you guys. They appreciate the people you are, and that you guys are teaching people how to hockey the right way.
exactly. And when you feel comfortable, you can play better hockey too.
Yeah. And when you have the support of the older guys, and like, I always tried to make time for the puppies and like go for some kebabs and whatever we would do, and maybe even drink beers.
Yeah.
But like,
Thank
I,
you
I
that you came out.
yeah, I only had one or two when I was in Germany. I didn't really like the beer that much, right?
Uh,
But like, I think it helps a kid when like one of the imports is like, hey, let's go for lunch, let's go do this, let's go do that, right?
yeah,
Like then you
yeah,
feel more part of it.
yeah. You feel part of it. Welcome, more welcome.
And I think it's so cool that like Freiburg has you two, Selb has Richard, um,
Yeah, we
Hellbrown's
did the
always
next.
had Mapesy, and then Marco's and Castle just run amok. So you never
Yeah.
really played with Marco, eh?
No, no. I actually just know him from playing against him when he was in Kassel.
And he's one of those guys, right, that plays an honest, hardworking game. He
Yeah,
loves to muck it up and he loves to play hockey and he's going to
tough,
do it the right
tough
way.
to play against. Yeah, and I just know him actually about Billy because he played with him in Heilbronn and in Kassel. So
Yeah.
They know each other very well. That's why
Well,
I
you
knew he was
you
the
should
guy.
probably tell Christian to get in my shed, eh?
I will.
Yeah.
Well,
He's
you
still
know,
mucking. He's still running
he's
amok, eh? He's one of
he's
those guys though, eh, that's like skinny and like small and like doesn't have all this extra weight to carry around. He just always looks so light on the ice, and I bet you he hasn't aged a day since I've seen him.
yeah.
Hey?
But he puts a lot of work in it. Yeah. At
Yeah,
this age, oh, you have to put more work in it to stay healthy, to stay in shape.
that's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess it's November, eh? It's the November break. All the guys would be off living life in different places and going on vacations. And for any team, okay, if anybody's listening to me in my shed, if any team thinks that they shouldn't let those guys go do that based on performance, based on wins and losses, shut your mouth and let them go have fun and enjoy their life, because when they come back, they'll be better hockey players, refreshed, ready to play. Don't beg skate them all week because you want to tell the fans what you did and how much punishment it was. Grow the fuck up and let the boys have fun and enjoy their life. Right?
Good statement. Yeah.
Okay. So if anybody's listening to me in my shed, okay, and if I was a coach in Germany and my team wasn't doing well, I would let them go spread their wings for a bit and then come back and be ready to rock.
It's not like just for the boys. It's like it is better when you have a hard time to get
It's not
refreshed.
for just for the boys, it's for the wives, it's for the girlfriends, it's for the kids, it's for everybody. It's to take a break and get
Exactly.
recharged and be ready to go again. And if things haven't been going your way, maybe a break's a good thing.
And it's a long season, so
And if you're running amok, go enjoy the time, right?
exactly.
Yeah. I
Either way,
mean, the November breaks, right? The national team breaks, like that was as hockey gets. And it's the memories I have from playing in Germany are going places with teammates and friends on those November breaks and seeing the world.
yeah, this is one of the highlights of the year, I think.
It
I
is one
think
of the, and when I
this,
first got over there, man, we had November and February breaks.
yeah, back in the days there were two breaks. These
Yeah,
days, not a,
I
just if
know.
it's Olympic year, then maybe.
Yeah, February break, we went skiing with my friends from Elmira that came over to visit, and we had a time. And I was ready to go for playoffs, Landsuit, right? So back off and let everybody take their breaks, right?
Yeah, all the coaches are
Everybody's listening, eh, Germany? Right? All of you are? I hope so. I doubt it though. But seriously, this whole coaching thing and teaching people how to hockey, it's really changed me. It's brought back my love of the game and like the passion for it all. And I mean, I have a team I get to try and win trophies with this year and teach them how to hockey that hopefully it can stick for their life, right? And it's
hmm
weird when we talk about your most influential coach. It's like I I don't like sucking at anything. I like being good and I like doing things good. And I hope someday there'll be kids that say, I remember that year, you know?
Yeah, yeah, it's great when you survive and their memories. That's the best compliment you can get.
It really is. And well, and the other thing cool for me is seeing all you guys doing what you do. And for me, seeing what you've done, I knew who you were. I knew what you were about. We hung out, we drank beers, we we mucked it up in practice. We got through knee injuries. I'm proud of you, Carlos. I don't
Thank
like
you,
saying nice things to people in my shed, but I like you.
thank you. Me too. Oh, it's good.
No, but seriously, it's really cool. And like your wife should be proud, your son should be proud, your parents should be proud. Like when hockey players get to end hockey the right way and the way it's supposed to end, it's like it's weird, right? Because all these stories I hear in my shed and everybody has different paths and goes different ways and plays different places is like not many people get to end the storybook like this book here the right way, right? And it's like, you got to do that.
Yeah, yeah. But that it's like I'm thankful for the team that they did it. Yeah.
Well, you earned it. That's how it works in hockey. When you earn it, you earn it. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And congratulations, sir.
Sure, sir.
I have to work some more and then have the first ever Kabinefest in Canada.
Oh,
Right?
it sounds good.
Making memories, folks.
Yeah,
It's not about making money, it's about making memories, right? That's hockey. Right?
definitely, totally.
Go Shed, guys. And this has been another episode of Two L's and Hockey Tales with Baby Carlos and Wally.